Hey, Leo. So, oh, how beautiful. I think it's really easy when we have failed, let's just say that, to decide something indefinitely. But what is failure? Like, what are we perceiving as failure? And that's my question here. Is when I'm wondering, like, definitely there was. I'll tell you this right now. It is time to take action. I'm trying to see your chart in my head. A lot of the clusterfuck is happening between your 5th and 6th house, little bit into the 7th, and then clusterfuck is, what I call basically all the planets just sort of surrounding the sun right now. And I know that they're called combustible planets. I understand that. I call it clusterfuck because that's kind of what it is. It's sort of like suffocating energy that can only work through the purpose of the sun, which is what is the sun? Where is your sun? Just because you're a Leo sun, yes, your sun falls in Leo, but what house is it in? It's not necessarily in the 5th house. And that's where you'll really be expressing and developing your soul purpose, your heart's desire through that house that you're born in. So I think there has been, from what it looks, some sort of really bad fallout or perceived failure that ironically is going to lead to one of the most wonderful things that's ever happened to you, or one of the most wonderful expressions of kindness that's ever happened to you. And it could very well be wanting to keep somebody else out of trouble or wanting to help them. But I feel like right now it's about you getting unexpected help from a situation that you thought really was completely and totally over and you'd given up on. Could be a friendship, because right now, it could be a friendship, because right now what's going on is the planets Uranus and Mars are falling in what is now for Leo's 11th house. And then there is this connectivity or connection. Venus is in the 5th house. What I'm saying to you, I'm kind of tired of trying to think of the chart in my head, because what does it matter anyway? I mean, a lot of you are into astrology, so you know what it all means. But I think ultimately what I saw when I looked at the chart was, oh my God, this person is definitely coming back from the past that Leo thought they completely screwed up with. Or there is definitely going to be a blessing that's coming in after this major heartache. And because of this major heartache, that's what I saw. And it could very well be a friendship, a connection, connectivity. Oh, Sagittarius, that's what it was. Because I think, Sagittarius, that's that Venus energy. The 9th house. Oh, the 9th house was 6th, the health, 7th, 9th. What was in the 9th? Taurus could be Uranus and Mars could be in your 9th house. I might have misspoken, because that's why I'm so tired of like saying it and like trying to remember it in my head. The way it all came out to me, I looked at it and I said, it's interesting because it seems like there's somebody abroad or somebody that has been far apart from them at a distance somehow. And there's this opening. There's this opening that hasn't been there in a while. Maybe a switch or a change in a relationship, in the health of a relationship, or because of somebody's health, somebody coming back into your life, reaching out to them, seeing how they're doing. That's what I thought in my head when I looked at your chart. Okay. The cards actually really hint as far as the cards that I have in front of me right now, really hint at you having had trouble reaching out or communicating, not knowing what to say, or not knowing where this person was, not being able to reach them, not being able to connect them, get in touch with them. Maybe their phone was turned off. Maybe you didn't have their new address, something like that. Having an issue, there was a blockage for communication, some kind of burden or boundary to being able to communicate with them. It could have been emotional. There may not have been anything physical, but it does seem like there's some sort of travel or distance that has something to do with this situation. But ultimately, I think what that did was either made you feel like everything was destroyed, everything was ruined, everything was horrible, everything was bad. It was finished. It was over with. 555. I just saw it on the timestamp for the video. 555, Leo. So there is change. A dynamic change that's coming. Get ready for it. And this has to do with, you know what gives me chills? It has to do with 5 is a divine masculine number. So it's assertive change. 5 is also the 5th house, which is what you rule. You know, we're always conscious of. Like I said in the beginning of the video, no matter where your sun ends up, whatever house it's in, there's always this 5th house mentality about Leos that are just have this confidence in what they believe in and they don't question it. And that's why so many people look to them or choose them as leaders, because there is an incomprehensible confidence that they have when it comes to their own convictions. That's divine masculine energy, and that's one of the cards that came up. Now, divine masculine energy is not masculine, and it's certainly not misogynistic energy. It's the energy of pure creation that's inspired by and even dictated by God. And so you really have to be in tune with the universe to be utilizing your divine masculine energy the way that it's supposed to be. So this is your divine masculine, and what came out right next to it was soul journey. And they all play in together. What were you supposed to get done in this world that maybe you fell back from, you went astray from, you felt like it was messed up, or that there was some sort of block or impediment? Maybe you were waiting for communication, you were waiting for a notification, you were waiting for permission, which Leos don't usually ask for, but we all need certifications and sign on the dotted lines every once in a while. You know what I'm saying? So there was something held up with these communications that was holding up something that you really wanted to create, something that mattered to you. And it was impacting or affected by, or it was this relationship with somebody, or you were waiting on a friend. Because there's somehow that relationships and friendship is playing into this. A friend's health, a friend's circumstances, like what they're up to, what's going on in their life, what they're doing. Something had to do with hopes and aspirations and dreams, you know, but this is also a little beacon of hope. It's a card that says have faith, because your dreams are coming true. Like, keep that hope alive, even if it seems far away now. It's also that energy of the North Star, maybe traveling or visiting or moving towards something, being guided by really faith, and using this little glimmer of hope to just have faith in a situation that seemed so distant and far off. I know that you need to make room. Space clearing is about all those negative things that you believed in yourself, or all that baggage from the past. It's time to let that go. It's literally, the moment is upon you right now to be able to, and you'll need to clear this out. And maybe that's one of the complications, Leo, is not wanting to let go of it, because you're afraid that if you do, more baggage and trash is just going to fill right in. It's like it's probably hurt you so much, or you've been through so much that it's almost become a safety zone for you in some ways. You just don't want to believe that things will get better. You're very cautious. You're very worried about it. But ultimately, this is the time to be able to clear it out. Now, since so much is happening with your health, could be a health scare, something worried about your health, like sixth house is also what you've been nurturing, grooming, and growing. So something that you could have been working on for a long time. It is day-to-day work. So something that you've been working on, maybe even the health of something that you've been working on, this sense of, dare I go the step further? Now, space clearing is also about, like, I'm kind of wondering, like, what could make a Leo feel like they fucked up that bad? Or what could have blocked them so bad that they kind of almost started to lose faith in something that they really, it was their purpose? I'll figure that out. But what I want to share with you right now is, how do I get through it? Like, what does Leo do to deal with this kind of clusterfuck? Take a break. It's like, step back from it for a second. This card comes out, it's almost like the energy is such that your insistence upon something, or it's like it's winding you tighter and tighter and tighter, and that's what's actually blocking the abundance from coming in now. Because the abundance wants to come in. This is gifts from heaven coming to you from something that was kept from you. That's from a situation that, basically, you were blocked from. It didn't happen the way that you thought that it would happen. You know, what you assumed was going to be something that was simple and easy, there was some blockages. It didn't. This is a stalemate. That's what I feel. But it's more than that, because I get these other cards here that, whoa, this is a real warning. If you keep going down this path, there's total destruction. And that's why there's a sense of, if you have a block that's coming at you right now, it could be to save you from toppling over and making a really big mistake. Trust that what seems like it's bad, what seems like a bad blockage, is actually not. Trust that there's love here, and that you're actually being helped and guided, like somebody's actually giving you a hand. Because they don't want you to end up completely gobbled whole. This could have something to do with connecting with a friend. Maybe you've been trying to reach out to somebody, why don't they answer me? Because they shouldn't be in your life. Because you got to look at this from a different situation, a different standpoint. This is art. You know, look how you look at things, what perspective you're taking this in, and it seems like you're taking it in the perspective of, I'm being gobbled alive here, or everything looks like it's falling on me. But no, it could just be like let it happen. And that's why I'm like, well, are they supposed to fall? Are they supposed to let themselves fall? That's a good question. Got to keep going. A new romantic cycle begins. This kind of made me think, well, what the fuck is that? Like, well, what romantic cycle? Falling into your lap in a place that, you know, romance is the fifth house. Because romance isn't, you know, lovey-dovey relationships. Romance is idealism. It's believing in ideals. So it could very well be just like believing that the best could happen again after the worst has fallen into your lap. That's what cracks the door open. Have faith in your dreams. I feel like you're falling in love with something completely new after there was a lot of destruction and heartbreak. The answers you need are coming. But you needed information, not just information. The answers you need. This is Gemini. I don't know. Were you fucking in love with a goddamn Gemini who then went abroad? I don't know. They've been sick. You haven't talked to them in a long time, and then all of a sudden it's like you gotta you hear from them. That's kind of what it is. It's like this haywire, hard for me to understand right now. I'm gonna keep searching. I just know that there have been some blocks, and it comes in communication. Communication that you needed to receive. There has been blocks. You're hoping for it. You're waiting for it. But it seems to have not come in. That block could be the best thing that ever fucking happens to you. Because as much as you feel like everything's destroyed, everything's being ruined, it's not. It's just forcing you to go out another door. It's forcing you to look in a different direction, to see things in a light that maybe you wouldn't have seen unless you were forced into this situation. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do. If you like this video, and then share it on your social media platforms. That's really what helps this Born Without Boundaries Tarot grow. Also ring that bell, because I upload between 12 and 14 videos every single week, and I have content galore on here for your spiritual development and your astrological inquiries. So ultimately, don't just watch your sun sign. I have your rising sign here, your moon sign, or any sign that you're curious about. It's all here, and the videos are not time sensitive. You can watch them whenever they come to you. But I do create a new video for each zodiac sign every single week. So welcome to them. There's always an extended. That link is below every video. What is that? It's tarot. And I go deep and I go hard and I articulate. What are your challenges? How do you get through them? And what can we expect for the future? And what will be the biggest challenges for the future? It also includes a romance-specific reading. That link is always below. You can also subscribe directly to Vimeo. Then you'll get access to the extended readings about a day before a day before the link comes up on YouTube. You'll also get access to the weekly astrological forecast, which is what I do. I just analyze the cosmos and see how the general energies are impacting us all right now. And that's for free over on Vimeo. It's also posted to Instagram, where you can find me doing live readings Monday through Friday, where I can actually interact with you. So join me on Instagram, born_without_boundaries. And yeah, thank you so much for that little brief interruption. Let's get into the rest of the reading. Leo, oh, what? This is really interesting because there was another card stuck. You're very close to achieving your goal. I almost feel like you've been trying to communicate with somebody, but it hasn't happened and you haven't been able to get through. You're about to get through. This is trust in divine detours. Do not trust in divine detours. In other words, keep going. Don't let yourself be pushed away from the path that you're on. And if there's a blockage, then sit down and take a break until that blockage opens. But it's not about detouring or moving in a different direction. It's not. All right, Leo. You know, as a reader, sometimes I don't need to know what this is. I don't need to know how this is relating to your life. What I need to know is I'm telling you the truth. And I know that you guys are relating. Ooh, this is defensiveness. Time for a beginner mind, but also a sense of be prickly, be wary. This is that kind of energy of being wary, of not wanting to get hurt, of knowing that you could be going into trying to protect yourself from any kind of damage, but at the same time wanting to move forward. There is definitely a need to, but it's also Aquarius energy. So it's kind of like a timestamp for me now too. It's time to start over. It's time for something new to happen. Spirit has a plan. So, okay. This is fate. It's also a lesson in learning, an opportunity for a lesson. It's also a sense of Spirit has a plan. I mean, go where God guides you. That's exactly what it is. And you'll feel it in your heart. Your heart will speak to you. And ultimately, you can pray. Whatever prayer you do, it's up to you. But prayer always opens these doors. I think also it's saying that if you've had a need to block yourself and protect yourself, it was for a divine reason. This is divine intervention. This is change. 5, a rebirth is assured to try to make you change and into a different version of yourself. But this is see the big picture, wanting you to look at things that you maybe have not seen. Look at it in an abstract, from an abstract perspective. It's about seeing the whole picture and why all of this is happening and going on. That's also very Aquarian energy right now too, to look at what's good for everybody. Now is a lucky time. As much as it doesn't feel like it is, there's opportunity here to like increase your resources, to double down on your resources. Now is a lucky, and I know it doesn't feel like it. I know that right now you feel like there's no way. All this is shit. It's not shit. I've seen so many fives in your reading, it's crazy. I don't know. I just thought to myself, maybe even somebody that didn't used to look good to you, all of a sudden it's like you're seeing them in a different perspective. Watch your words. This is Gemini energy. Very clever energy. Almost just being really diplomatic about who you talk to and what you allow them to hear you say. Also really understanding and knowing that people are tender-hearted right now. And there's just this necessity to be compassionate when you speak to them. And it's also, because it's Gemini energy, it's a time that listening will get you farther than speaking up. Set healthy boundaries. Oh, this is not a healthy boundary that you see here. This is a shell weighing this poor creature down so much it can't move well. There's a sense of really defining who you are and what people, like what do you expect from people? Telling somebody about your boundaries, telling somebody about what is good for you and works for you. This is speaking up, and you're going to need to. You're going to need to speak up. The abundant universe will provide. This is Taurus energy. It's also, great spirit intervening on your behalf. Believe in yourself. This is Virgo energy. That day-to-day work, planting the seeds for your future. Learn from the past. Not making the same mistakes again. Also Taurus energy. Magic works through you. This is Cancerian energy, and time to let go. This is Scorpionic energy. I honestly feel, and I've said this a while, I don't know if there was some issue with finances or something, but it's almost like somebody fucked you in the past. Somebody screwed you. And there's just this sense of learning that lesson, learning from that situation, but letting go of the hate and letting go of even worrying about contacting somebody. This is the time, especially if you've been blatantly attacked, this is the time that you're almost like retribution is here. You can actually say how you really feel. You don't have to hold back anymore. At the same time, there's a sense in you no, I still have to be very, very careful with how I behave. But at the same time, I don't think you really do, to be honest with you. This is a time to really, in other words, watch what you say is now it's time to open up and be honest about what you really feel about this circumstance. And to not be so diplomatic and to say what needs to be said as long as it's coming from your heart. Not if it's coming from a place of judgment, persecution, fear, any of that has to stop. This is coming from a place of your heart, as well as your sense of kind of righteousness, I was going to say. Does that sound weird? Of just knowing how you really feel. What is this? Let's get into your angel reading. This is going to be really interesting for tarot. I'm just going to say that. In some ways, I feel like you have really watched your words and didn't say what you needed to say in this circumstance. And like I said, it could have something to do with friendship or people who were far away from you. You could be really holding something back. This is the time to let that shit go. Surrender is here. There is no point in pushing the barrel up such a steep hill. Go back to the start. Surrender your expectations. There is an easier way. When the time is right, a new path will appear. That's what take a break is. Pushing too hard. Especially if you're trying to push those bad feelings out of yourself. Maybe they're just not ready to come yet. In some ways, it's almost like Spirit is saying you still need a defense. Don't try to let it go too quick. Oh, don't try to let it go too quick. That's what Spirit's saying. Don't try to get past this too quick. That's what Spirit's saying. You still need to maintain your defenses right now because the danger isn't completely over. That's an FYI. Sacred Source, we, your angels, are here to remind you of your magnificence. You are literally an angel in the making, a being of eternal love and light, forever one with God, Goddess, and all creation. Ooh. Wow, heart and soul. When making your decision, take into account what your heart and soul are saying. Sometimes the mind can deceive us. Choose through love, not fear. Knowing what to let go to and what you shouldn't let go to. It's complicated. Anxiety. We surround you with the healing light of amethyst. Take a deep breath and breathe in this beautiful violet light. Feel your anxiety melting away. There is nothing to fear. There is only love. And that's that take a break. Or a huge sense of relief that you feel now. Because it's almost like the world is right again. I'm going to get into that. Positive thinking. Positive thinking is vital in creating a healthy and abundant life. A positive attitude along with positive beliefs and thoughts are crucial ingredients for creating happiness. Don't worry, think love. Forgiveness. Let the past go. Clear your heart and mind through forgiveness. So, what is it that's challenging you? And how do we defeat it? Link is below. I'll catch you on the other side with tarot. I'll see you guys, Leo.